Screen बंद कर मेरी।
Take a caller mode.
Is the magnet?
Yeah,
What is this?
that's something else. That's not needed.
It's on. No?
Shubho, can I have my phone, please? You didn't accept the prompt.
It's much better this time.
Yeah. Arey, all you have to do. Boom. You're live.
Yay!
And the sound is also working fine, I'm hoping. Everything should be okay. Everything should
Ask
be
us
fine.
of the audio is fine.
Yeah.
Should-
Or Shubho, you can check
Just
on.
for the heck of it.
Huh?
This is just for the.
We are gonna turn it on. Everything will be turned on. It'll be fucking nice and lights and look like fucking rich boys doing a podcast randomly.
Everything will be turned on.
I need that C2C wala cable that you have there. It's in the yeah. That you're using to charge the. So then we'll have an audio backup also in case anything goes wrong. That is the logic.
But this is for iPhone. C type.
It's okay, man. Production.
Boom Shiba. People don't say it as much now. Have you noticed?
Because when you say it, people get curled up and die, no?
Yeah. It's like the whole thing.
So how can you say that? Boom. There we go.
Yay.
Yes, now we are colorful and we are live. Or at least we think we are live. We can't be sure at any point anymore about anything anyway ever.
Yeah.
So if we are live indeed, Shubho, do you know where the tablet is?
We'll need the tab, yeah.
Then we can. It should be in the bag only, I think, by chance.
All of this
If
fucker
not,
because
then
I don't have my phone today.
that your phone would have made everything much easier.
It's for sure. But I'm getting a better phone by the end of this, hopefully.
Yeah, like a one plus one.
Not, I think.
1 plus equals 2.
Yeah.
I'll do the rest.
It was such a easy breezy experience today.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the service center and I knew that I was going in with a phone, but I'm going out without a phone.
Right.
So I went and last time I got to the Kurla center, it was like very packed. So uske phone ka token lene ke baad, I had like some half an hour to basically go and do other shit and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's live.
It's live. We're watching us.
Yeah, I can already see Ramanathan saying sound is great, crisp. Thanks, Ram. No, thanks, Nathan. That's what they call him.
They call him Nathan?
Yeah.
How was your Cyrus says, hello, welcome to Varta Lab live stream with me and Naveen again. Remember, today we try to make this better. We got the Zoom account and everything going. As you can see, the lights are better. Everything. I don't know how much better the lights are. It does look better than last time. We have managed to get a sideways frame also, which we were not able to do last time. So it's improving on every front. I even got
was nice until the virus fucking.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do about this virus thing because it's a virus itself that is causing all of this. See?
Yeah.
It's like a Trojan only. So I'm just gonna share this guy and hope that it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of you all watching, please tell others on the Varta Lab fan group.
Yes, please.
I hope you'll have a fan club for us as well. If you can have one for Cyrus, we deserve one. Even if there's like 4 of you all, I don't care. Let's see the comments for the beginning of this week. Production upping by the week. That's it. Upping मतलब इतना ही होगा. इससे ज़्यादा expect कर रहे हो तो I think we'll also laugh at this. Akash and Naveen names can be anagrammed into Akashvani or Akashvani. How did extra N come at the end? But I agree. I like it. Yeah, there has to be an extra N. My name has two N's.
Yes. I just have to uninstall Google Chrome now. That's where we are at in this.
Just shut the screen. No, it's okay.
No, but it'll keep popping these up
Oh.
until and unless I uninstall Google Chrome.
Fucking McAfee died, but now he's left. I just feel all the viruses are McAfee's fucking digital Horcruxes.
सवाल ही नहीं है.
If you think about it.
सवाल ही नहीं है.
क्या लाइफ था बंदे का, क्या पागल
सवाल ही नहीं है.
John McAfee.
What Windows am
I think that's the way to leave your legacy. Make something so intangible that even if you're fucking, you do the most debauchery or whatever, you do fuck up, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you have that. You know? Like, no, anybody, like any other Jew person called Epstein can never be called Epstein because it's just Jeffrey, you know? Dahmer's also. It's like one of those things, the Hitler thing, right? Like you have to change your name now.
To what?
To whatever else. Like how when they were escaping the Nazis, a lot of Jews were like very on the nose, like the most, you know, like Gutenberg had to become like something more like Gutenstein, you know, something like more like palpable.
Yeah, hey, did you know that there is a US court and I mean, yeah, we always knew there was a court in the US, but now the US court has said that they are going to publish. Oh wow, it's hot water. They're going to publish the names of all the associates of Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if you know that.
Nice, I don't know this.
That's a true thing. Yeah,
this is the US version of the Panama Papers.
So if you see somebody being sweaty and stressed out for no reason over the next couple of weeks, then hey, who could it be? What could it be for?
Except Stephen Hawking, who we all know was there, but now he's gone.
Yeah.
Uska to ho gaya.
Your Telegram group is still active, Naveen, for Varta Lab. Yeah, it is. It is. All of them are active. Hopefully, Utkarsh will share this thing everywhere. Basically, we are just in this process of like trying to streamline everything. Like right now, what you're seeing is an iPhone connected to these collar mics. And that's where the audio is coming from, and then the video is obviously coming from the iPhone itself. And Naveen has a light which we've employed for this task, and this mic is there for audio backup, so that in case we want to put this on as a what's it called?
Podcast.
Like a podcast. Sure. Then that's what we do.
Remember, guys, audio podcasts.
Yeah,
I was talking to somebody about it yesterday only. That whole era of like listening to radio or like listening to something on the go is kind of like changing, you know, unless there's a visual element to it. And that's what I think Amit did a very fun thing. And you were asking how the Cyrus Says fan club meet and greet went. Just for context, I was organizing this with Shweta, who was on the chat as well. And we basically organized a quick little gathering at Car Social this past Saturday. And 38 people were there, including the IBM
and people who came from outside India and all.
Yeah, there was a guy from Boston, I remember. I'm sorry if I don't remember names right now, but it was such a whirlwind because it was like I organized it, and then like all the panelists came late. First of all, Puneet Panya, fuck you for coming at 2:00 for a 11:30.
Wow.
After saying he's coming at 12:30.
Yeah.
Abbas and Puneet, like Abbas still came early by his standards, but everybody else was late. Nivedita was the first to come, thankfully. So then, like, you know, thankfully also because Cyrus came on time, because Cyrus is Cyrus.
Cyrus is Cyrus.
Yeah, he came on time, and there was like a full, like he got to meet everybody and spend time with everybody. To the point where at 2:00 when there was lunch happening, I was looking for where Cyrus is, and he was like in the fucking buffet, like, you know, with the crowd.
That's
so
great.
I think he was very happy. At some point, Shweta asked him about the Big Boss experience and how much they wanted to rally behind him to keep him on the show, and the whole Kunal experience, and he teared up a little bit. I'd never seen Cyrus tear up much, but he actually was really grateful that day that there's a fan club that sought him out, and this happened. So I was excited. And then Amit asked this question when we were doing like an AMA, sort of like a two-way AMA we did, where fans can ask anything in person and we can ask them also what they want. So Nivedita asked a real valid question, like, what do you all do at 10 a.m. when the stream happens? Like, we do it Mondays and Tuesdays, पर बस काम धंधा नहीं किया तो सब बोल रहे कि हम लोग काम पे जाके लैपटॉप खोल के दूसरा स्क्रीन खोल के podcast देखते हैं. So I love the fact that over the years the dedicated fan base that the podcast and hence all of the Cyrus properties have built up.
I think it's also like Cyrus is just absolute क्या बोलते हैं उसको diligence towards it, right? Like in the sense कि like he just kept doing it, dude, like for years and years and years.
Yeah, even when there was no money.
Yeah.
And I know because of producing the podcast for 2 years. So there were times when there was nothing, like the brands came much later, right?
Yeah.
We were just like screaming into the air for a while. But then now it is there. So Amit asked this, ki, how many of you all are the people who first found the podcast on audio? And nearly 75 to 80% of the room raised their hands. And then rest of them 20% discovered over the pandemic or through video format.
Yeah, and I also feel like when you discover something that's just auditory, then you attach it, you're more attached to it because you also feel like I mean it's more personal than a video because you're watching thousands of videos, but like for something to hold your attention while you're listening to it, like it's just so much more special and magical.
Yeah.
You know, or auditory like what's it called? It's like a co-passenger almost when it's auditory, and when it's visual, you constantly feel like you're not. At least with Varta Lab, when I listen to episodes, I'd rather listen because I'd rather just feel like I'm in the room with everyone.
Yeah. It's like when I'm cooking or like when I'm doing some intense work. Varta Lab is on the side always playing. Now because like after so when just again a context that last season we had like a members only access, and a lot of the videos that were not shown to the general public were only allowed to be seen by the members, right? There were uncut conversations or like live taping of the episodes.
Yeah.
And now because we have the access to YouTube, I was going and watching it in all its uncensored glory also. It was a lot of fun because back in pe sab kuch hai. So now we can watch it ourselves.
Yeah.
For the longest time we'd ask Sparsh to give the link और उसका mood हुआ तो भेजेगा ऐसे उसके हिसाब से. So yeah, I think this time it looks much better also as I'm watching. I tried watching the last episode. I watched the episode. I heard the last episode because of the nature of the pixelation. But the was fun.
But the audio was fine. I think that definitely helped. I'm just messaging Shubho and saying turn on fan PMS.
PMS?
Yeah.
Like premenstrual.
वो PLS की जगह पे. This is on the backside of the sound. So if I turn on this fan, it will capture on all three mics. But if you... Okay.
It is quite chilly in Bombay though. I won't lie.
It's gonna get cooler after what?
New Year's.
It's gonna get after Christmas. I read it in the paper. The paper said it's gonna get cooler after. Yeah, I read it. I read the paper. You know, the other day,
like Santa Claus is coming to town.
I was coming from wherever the fuck, and I was flying into Mumbai. And at the airport, I just found this newspaper lying somewhere, and it was the same day ka newspaper. I got so happy it was mint. And I just like, it's been so long since I read a newspaper end to end. So I just like sat and read the whole damn thing. It felt so good, and then I used it for composting.
Yeah, nice.
So it's like a perfect use of newspaper.
As it should be.
Hi Ibrahim, thank you for joining. By the way, if you're watching this, so this is how it is going so far. Today we had to make the first investment into bringing Varta Lab back, which was which was essentially buying the Zoom ka membership for the year. So the kharchas are on. Please send some money if you can on this or on our UPIs. Please put for whatever the fuck for Varta Lab on it. Yeah, that also we'll know. If you say for whatever the fuck, we'll know what it is. But then we'll accountant and he'll scream at us. Hey Mano Avasti, hello old flatmate. We miss you muchly. Come back to us.
Yeah, come back to the better side of Bombay.
Yeah. He's in Sanpada, is not even Bombay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a bladeless fan be better with relation to not having audio disruptions? It would, but तू समझ रहा है इधर Zoom का खर्चा भी तुम लोग जब तक सुपर चैट करके ना दो तब तक नहीं निकलने वाला है ना. तो अभी ब्लेडलेस फैन खरीदूं मैं 1 घंटे के लिए हफ्ते के लिए तो उसका मतलब नहीं है. Also, I had those bladeless fans when I was in that house in the Goa.
How does a fan function without blade?
Firstly, it's a scam. Okay, it's some fucking shit that this Dyson has somewhere. And it's all shit.
I hear Dyson and I know it's an expensive scam.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, वो पंखा ऐसा वो oval रहता है ऐसा और खड़ा रहता है उसमें से बस हवा आता है अपने आप कैसे तो और
Oh,
वो
wala.
हाँ,
Oh, correct. I've seen.
और
I
उसको
always thought it was so humid.
yeah, no. And if you put it on full also, na, if you put it on full, it's like it doesn't do shit.
It's
Like,
a shit thing.
it's a
I
shit
somehow
thing.
feel that everybody who buys a Dyson vacuum cleaner spends so much money on buying
Yeah.
one that they have to justify them buying it by telling
yeah,
you also to get
Of
it.
course it is.
Every human being, ask anybody who's ever gotten Dyson, because they're like, there's a wall mount and you can put it like this and then they show it. They're like, see.
It's like Janvi Kapoor's cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
She's so into it now that she made everyone get the same thing.
Correct.
And now they all look the same.
Correct, yeah.
That should have been the cast of Archies.
I mean, she's there, no sister's there. Kushi
हाँ.
Kapoor is Janvi Kapoor's sister.
हाँ, in Archies?
Yeah.
अच्छा, fuck
That's
it.
what. So मेरे को कोई पूछ रहा था कि ये कौन कौन है, हम लोग ये इसका बच्चा है, ये उसका बच्चा है, ये उसका बच्चा है, ये अमित सहगल की लड़की है.
हाँ.
जो गाना अच्छा गाती है लेकिन अभी एक्टिंग
Yeah.
होती है उसकी.
See, Abraham is saying, see, articleship doesn't pay much to give it to others. Yeah. I don't want money while you're doing an articleship. It's when you become partner in a firm.
Yeah.
Take your time. Side by side, बैठ के वार्ता लैब करो. You won't need Zoom. मतलब?
केवल this is a technologically sound issue. तो आप एक नया technological नुस्खा बता दो, we'll go with that.
Yeah, and honestly, we are so like at our wits end in terms of like, dude, do you realize it's working? Like, right? Today
Yeah.
at 9:15, we were like, it's gonna work. We have sorted everything out. And 10:15, we got the stream going because half an hour was fucking panic.
Yeah. But that's how we roll.
Yeah. Fat.
But when I arrived here, I was very much at peace. I don't know if you noticed it. Because like I just came to the by lanes of Bandra. Today is 20th of December. Of course, we're live, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling this to the future audio audience that Christmas doesn't come to Bandra till the Delton furniture store opens their.
And they do their whole Christmas this thing.
Yeah, so this is at the beginning of Hill Road. If you count it from the station, it's away from the station, and they do the whole unveiling, and then
closer to Mehboob Street, like on the way from Mehboob.
Yeah, so there's the entire tableau of sorts, and there's like Santa Claus, and there's the reindeer carriage, and it's a whole thing. You feel like finally you're in some kind of Christmas vibe. Yeah, and that's my favorite vibe. Genuinely, I get so excited when Christmas comes around. I just like lights. Yeah, I feel like any city. I was just talking to Shubho on the way in, like when you come in from the ceiling, there's a small garden like in the corner of the ceiling. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the ceiling. And it's always lit up for any excuse. They're just looking for excuse to have it lit up. Yeah. And I love that. Like Bombay should be lit up. Like it should be fucking nice and bright till 5 in the morning if we can. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the neon should be replaced by the sunlight if I had my way. Because that's what the essence of the city is, dude. Like the city has just been like dabaud and not been allowed to be up at night. You know, pre-pandemic, we were so close to having 24/7 shops and stuff. Yeah, we were doing it also. Yeah. Pretty much like mics were running till 3 in the morning. We were doing like midnight shows. Yeah. But it took like a while to come back to this. Now we here. Parusha is saying it's like a 27% group chat. At this point, I love it. I know, right? And it's good only. We have a tight-knit fan base. And that's how it should be, bro. Like that's what friendship is. That's what friendship's like. Yeah, if you're also watching it live, leave a like because then that kind of tells the algorithm that this is happening. Yeah, no, that pushes it and all. I mean, you know, it's all these things matter. We forget. Yeah, we just get caught up in our own sauce. Yeah, but I was a fan of Akash and I didn't know he had posted a new stand-up video. Nasty, it's great. I'm a fan all over again. I'm a fan all over. How are you reading it behind a logo? I put two and two together. Your predictive text prediction. In my brain. So I'm glad on some level I am pretty much like on the spectrum. I feel sometimes I see weird patterns and shit, and I get excited about it. Like ADHD definitely like is my thing. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like we're watching a movie. Why are you watching a reel? Why do you have to play a game? Why do you have to be? Sorry? That's not ADHD. No, I don't say I'm not diagnosed ADHD. I do not, because I do that all the time and I do not have ADHD. I'm like the most ADHD, non-ADHD person. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's a distracted mechanism. But today, like I went to the OnePlus center because all the OnePluses post OnePlus 8 are getting this weird green line after the new software update. And everybody's just wondering how does a software update cause a hardware issue. And that's why OnePlus was celebrated when the fucking phone was launched. Everybody was like, this phone is integrated with the hardware and OnePlus software. That's what the fucking thing is. So now if something happens to one thing, the other thing gets affected. So I took it to Kodla and they were like, phone surrender kar do. And I just hate the word surrender to begin with.
Yeah, no, surrender only feels only bad. Like
Yeah,
it just feels like it's like you did something wrong or
Yeah,
something.
मेरे फोन ने पाप किया है. ये फोन जाएगा गंगा धुलने के लिए, इसको लेके आओ. So they were like, bring it, and they were like, bring your charger and do a formatting and like back up everything. So I was like, cool. So I backed up everything last night. Not much, but photos, videos, and audio recordings of all the mics and shows I do.
Yeah.
And I took the charger, पूरा ऐसा OnePlus का ईट जैसा बॉक्स लेके गया मैं. And the lady was like, we don't need the charger, it's the phone.
Ah,
So I was like, okay, good. I have
at
extra.
least you have an extra charger.
Yeah,
But they won't give you a new charger when they give you the phone.
I hope they do.
Samsung ka phones, unless you buy a flagship, they don't ship with a charger.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
So I'm phoneless for 2 days essentially.
Yeah.
And on the way back, I was reading a book in the rickshaw.
Yeah.
Which is, I realized, a very weird sight. Even if I was watching somebody read a book in the Bombay rickshaw while coming through Wakola, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And there were a lot of stairs. And because I'm right now wearing nail polish, it's even more so. I look like a douchey hipster who's trying to act cool, but I'm not. I was just devoid of entertainment and I had to read a book. A book I've been reading for 7 months, by the way.
Which book?
It's called Giovanni's Room by, who's the guy? The black guy. The black.
That's very big.
No, James Baldwin.
Okay.
You know James Baldwin?
No, I don't know who James Baldwin is.
He's the black guy. He's the black gay guy.
He's the black gay guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Okay. This, hey, tell me this. Okay, firstly, the Sahil is saying, Sankit is saying, when can we see typical podcast with guests? I'll be very frank with you. In order to do that, we need to add a mic. In order to add a mic, we need a mixer board at this point because we can't use the sound card because the sound card has only 2 inputs and not more. So when we raise the money, we can go back to guests, which is, I think right now we're looking at around 10,000-15,000 rupees that we need to raise. Apart from the $2,500 a month we need for Zoom. So that is the bare facts of this. And I know that we'll figure it out somehow, like, you know what I mean? Because like both of us already have 7 other side projects that we are investing our savings into so that, you know, something comes out of them, like writing projects and Loda Lesson and all that. So this then becomes like one more thing and so on. So like as soon as possible guests, but again at the same time, we'll see how we pull it off.
But the good thing is, since we are pairing this with Zoom, they can then appear from their houses as well.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
That is a possibility.
But then us being able to hear them is another
technological thing we have to figure out.
So
हो रहा है दोस्तों, हो रहा है.
सब हो जाएगा एक दिन तो. And the thing is, unless we use the computer as the hosting, it's maths. Just think of it as maths and don't do it.
It's ones and zeros.
Yeah. You don't know James Baldwin? Let's get you hooked. Yeah, who is the? Let me Google this guy. Okay, I'm just gonna Google this guy.
There's a movie about him coming out where the guy from Pose is playing him. Billy Porter. You know Billy Porter?
Why do these names sound familiar? James
Baldwin.
I know Alec Baldwin.
I mean, like, there are multiple Baldwins. Even Alec's family only. There's like 5 brothers.
Okay, this is James Baldwin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Like, you must have read.
I've seen his speeches and
quotes and everything became quiet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Giovanni's Room is this book about a guy who's American. We don't know exactly what race he is. But he is sorry for the noise. He's in Paris and philandering about because he's got his father's money but doesn't know what to do with his life types. And he's got a girlfriend who's Spanish, but she's on vacation again, going about seeing other countries and everything. So he's spending the summer alone in Paris, and he meets this guy called Giovanni,
right?
Who's an Italian guy, and they fall in love over the summer. He basically spends the entire summer in a dingy room with him, making love and smoking up and getting drunk, and walking down the streets of Paris. And everything. So it was like a beautiful book. And then eventually, when the girl comes back, he has to choose the girl over the boy. And then what happens is the main story.
Okay, dude.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I've been like, but I know exactly, like, even if I read a book after many months, in my head I bookmark it.
You bookmarked it? Oh, dude, I can't. I have to read like 5 pages behind.
Yeah, it's never happened like that with me, at least. Yeah. Because even though the reading has reduced, the thing I feel for the book is like, because if I pick up a book, and if I don't read it after certain few pages, I'm not going to keep it. Like,
Correct.
Like, Abhi got his book called Under the Cerulean Sea or something. It's like a gay Harry Potter with like kids in like a special island who have powers and everything, but they're queer also at the same time. But I was not just getting into it, just not happening. So I was like, fuck this. So like, I don't know if I'm like rejecting queer literature myself, but it's a matter of like liking it also. It's not like this is again what I'm reading is also queer literature only.
Yeah.
Like over the Goa vacation I had last year, Over the 10 days I was in Goa, I finished the Bossy Pants. I was reading Tina Faker book, and I finished the
Is it
entire
good?
thing. It was really good. Oh fuck! It's such
What is it? Is it a biography?
yeah, it's a biography, but written very Tina Fey style. It's very
Right.
episodic. So you don't have
okay.
like कि मैं ऐसा पैदा हुई मैं ऐसा हुई. It's like diary of a nerdy teenager. So when
Right,
she's a
right.
Greek young girl growing up and she's
Right.
talking about her father, or like how she landed 30 Rock, or how
Hmm.
she got into from writing to becoming Sarah Palin on SNL. So very like she knows that these are the touch points of her life. We know these are
Yeah.
important points in her life. Like Mean Girls, like all of these things in her life are what everybody knows about.
Correct.
So she's like, okay, I'll build my stories around this. So like, it's amazing.
I'm reading a book on the Indian bureaucracy right now. I somehow, like in my life, I always find myself going back towards non-fiction because it feels like all the fiction I read is like this flight of fantasy that I can't afford beyond a point. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like when I started reading Game of Thrones, wala Song of Ice and Fire. I mean, I read all the books that he wrote about it. He just didn't fucking make the next book, and it just felt like the biggest like letdown of my life, dude. And it just felt like what have I wasted all these months and years on. So like non-fiction books much more easily, like at least I can finish it. But then the problem with non-fiction books is that half the time they're depressing only.
Yeah.
Very rarely are they good. Like there's this one book I remember reading. It's called The Blood Telegram. It's about the US embassy in Bangladesh talking to, which was then East Pakistan, talking to America. And it's about them saying, "Ki boss, they're doing massacre here," and then how nobody did shit. So I was like, and this is my granddad suggested this book to me. Can you imagine? So he was like, "ये पढ़ ये तेरा दिमाग खोलेगा दुनिया के बारे में." And then he's like, I was like, "Wow, way to remove all the idealism I could possibly muster."
Yeah.
Have you read the Shiva trilogy? I think Soumya or somebody was asking.
What is the Shiva trilogy? Is it the
Amish ka teen kitab?
No, I'm sorry because I'm already not religious on my own fucking.
I read two of them.
Yeah. I met Amish Tripathi when it comes to Cyrus also. I remember.
Yeah.
Very whatever. I remember the funniest thing was I used to write for book descriptions for like Amazon back when I was working for my first job. My first job was writing descriptions. That's how I became a writer. And one was like for the Chanakya chant, right?
Yeah.
The guy whose name is Ashwin Sanghi.
Ashwin Sanghi.
But back then would call himself Sean Higgins.
Really?
Yeah, that was his anagram. Ashwin Sanghi ka. And then Modi happened. I was like, oh wow, now Sanghi is kind of cool, I guess. So he came back with
Ashwin Sanghi.
Yeah, Ashwin Sanghi. Funny. He's a chunky daddy, anyways.
I remember there was an interview of Amish where he was talking about how he has writers under him.
Okay.
Who help him do the story for him. And I found that really odd, you know what I mean? Because I was like, that's one way of doing it, But then there's Stephen King, and he just sits and writes the motherfucker himself. Yeah. Maybe you can try that also sometimes. I mean, if you're trying to write something that is crowd pleasing, that's definitely going to be the method about it. Right? Yeah.
Like Chetan Bhagat, like I think that's a discourse on its own because I grew up reading some of the first three books at least were very profoundly, I think, a part of my life because like that was a pivotal shift. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up reading Sidney Sheldon and like fucking all these other authors, right? Like I can't even think of single name right now beyond Sidney Sheldon. But like I was reading Danielle Steele, I was reading Mills and Bones, I was reading. So Kiran Nagarkar became the first Indian author, and then Chetan Bhagat the second for me. I remember. So I was like, oh wow, there's a guy who's writing pulpy stories, but he's still doing it. But then like after that there was like what we follow the same tracks and then just got worse and worse. So like he's just playing the hits.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But Stephen King doesn't give a fuck.
Did you ever do the Jeffrey Arch like the boy books?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The what was it? Frederick Forsyth?
No, not Frederick Forsyth for sure. I've read quotes more than like
Dan Brown
for sure. Dan Brown like the entire because
everyone dipped their finger into that sauce.
Yeah, because when Dan I like the sauce is the word of the day. But and now I'm getting hungry. Every time you mention food, I fucking start thinking.
I'm gonna make dinner after this. You have
nice. I have nothing to do.
Yeah, so have dinner with you.
So Dan Brown was because like the church hated him.
Yeah.
Because when the angels and demons
and he was like, what is it, blasphemy that you speak of?
Yeah. So they were like fully like I remember because in my lifetime the Catholics never gave much of a shit when something was happening.
Yeah.
Even if they go and kill you, they're like, okay, other cheek old.
Did you watch that HBO mini series called The Two Popes?
Yeah. I love it.
Jude Law wala jo hai.
No, not that. That's not Two Popes.
That's the Young Pope.
That's the Young Pope.
Did you watch Young Pope?
No, I have not seen that one. The two popes I watched because casting was like bang
Yeah,
on.
spot on.
Anthony Hopkins and
As the old pope.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Dyer. That's his name.
I don't know.
He was in Game of Thrones as well as the High Priest. But yeah, he looked exactly like.
Yeah.
And this week, Pope Francis, being the cool pope that he is, was like, priests can now bless same-sex marriages. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I realized that I had never heard his voice, despite being a Catholic
He
growing
used
up.
to be a bouncer in a club in Argentina.
I know.
When
His
you
story
go.
is pretty because he was pretty much like a full out there guy.
Yeah.
Drugs and sex and and I see the charm. And then he just like was like, "Ki nahi karne hai mere ko." And then
It's also
just,
like that in two popes. Dude, you really love young pope. It's Jude Law who is a pope who smokes cigarettes and flirts with women, and it's just him
it's
dealing
like
with.
It's a take on it. It's not like really based.
It's not based on anything.
Yeah.
Although there was this one pope who took over the Vatican and had sex parties.
Yeah, that was this the Borgias.
Yeah, the young pope. He was a kid only. Like he was not too old.
There's a show called The Borgias also, which is like Jeremy Irons and all. Pretty much showing about that period in history when church and debauchery were like pretty much hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like everything was good. Yeah.
Every institution has a phase where it becomes very evidently corrupt. And I think it's followed by a phase where it learns to hide the corruptness in different layers. You know what I mean?
Elucidate a little bit.
Yeah. No, you don't know. So like, okay, like earlier, mosquitoes today, no other bugs. So we're good on that front.
Yeah.
So let me explain. So like the church used to be like full debauchery, right? Like at one point. And now it's like there is debauchery, I'm sure, but like it's so much more better hidden and concealed and everything like that.
Correct. There's a mechanism around it.
Yeah. Now, so here's this interesting part now of the thing where I wanted to try to do a break.
Okay.
In the podcast, and I thought to myself, what can we show while we are on break? And I realized we can't show anything else because we'll get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
But the one thing we can't get a copyright strike on is if we show our own video.
That's true.
As screen share.
Okay.
So now, because we're getting close to the half an hour mark or whatever, or about to cross the half an hour mark.
Yeah.
31 minutes ago. In the next 4 minutes, we're going to try this break, okay? And if it works, then it's good. Otherwise, no break.
Nice. Shweta has woken up. Yes.
Hey! How's it going, Shweta?
I missed this link. Was hanging in the old link. So adorable.
Yeah, we need to just give up on the old link now.
Yeah.
We have to give up on the idea that we deserve to be able to schedule lives.
Yeah. So, Anthony Hopkins, because we were talking about him, I think for me, for a while, he was like a sex symbol. Like I was very much, I don't know, because everybody discovered Hannibal Lecter ke bare mein, and that's why they were like, Anthony Hopkins is GOAT.
Yeah.
But I've been watching him for years. Like,
and he was good in so many things.
Yeah. As a young British actor, he was so cute. Such a cutie he was, okay? And then there's a movie I think called Cold Bodies. I don't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah.
It's Ed Harris. Somebody look it up. Nicole Kidman, Ed Harris, and Anthony Hopkins. Okay, when Nicole Kidman is suffering from a violent marriage, and this was like one of those Z Cafe movies that played at 11:30 in the night. Okay, my family would allow me to watch TV at that point because they would be in the bedroom. So, and it's one of those movies where like Ed Harris is an abusive partner. And Nicole Kidman is escaping that marriage.
Okay.
So basically, she is now hooking up with Anthony Hopkins. Okay.
Wow.
And there's a sex scene with Nicole Kidman and Anthony Hopkins, which I must have like rewound like multiple times once I got access to the actual film.
Yeah.
Because one of the most like very beautifully shot, not over the top. There's no like how the movie Shame is, not like that.
Yeah.
But this is or like the Nymphomaniac movie. It's very much like the rhythm of sex. Okay.
Yeah.
And like when I was 15 or 14, that fucking turned me on like nothing else. Like Anthony Hopkins at 60 is fucking Nicole Kidman and is looking hot as fuck. It was just like one of those experiences where I was like, wow. You know?
Even in Westworld, Anthony Hopkins was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Even though that show completely derailed itself after a while.
After second season only, it was
it got really weird.
Because Michael Crichton wrote only one book. If you realize, every Michael Crichton work has gone to the same level of shit.
Which other?
Jurassic Park was Michael Crichton.
Okay.
And Westworld is both Michael Crichton. Westworld, he basically, when the original show came out, he wrote on that as well. And Jurassic Park also.
I thought it was a movie first.
It was a TV show first.
Okay.
I think it was a movie.
It was a movie, yeah.
My bad. Because they made alternate versions of those as well later.
Yeah.
Like Ice World and Viking World or whatever, but none of them
right.
in the old times as well. And then Jurassic Park, when the book came out, like for example, but if the book is coming out in 90,
Yeah.
91, already Steven Spielberg has bought the rights. The book is not even out yet. They have trademarked the fucking story while he's writing. Michael Crichton was writing because Westworld was so famous for
Right,
their
right.
generation, right? So Jurassic Park was like a sure shot hit because Spielberg was not invested.
Of course.
He had ET already.
Yeah.
So he was like, no one can, say nothing. And then Jurassic Park 1 ke baad, 2, 3, Jurassic World 1, 2, 3, everything is flopped. That's like a Michael Crichton ka curse almost. Like only the first part of his work always
जो
does
वो
well.
ही लिखता है वो ही अच्छा होता है
correct.
basically. Somebody was asking about the Jamnagar show. Yes, the venue has been moved to Specials Restro and Cafe Jamnagar. Apparently because the guy who sang that Gujarati song that got famous, Khalasi.
Gadhedo. No.
Khalasi, na?
Gadhedo.
Khalasi, I think.
Khalasi.
That song. So that guy is performing in Jamnagar, and Jamnagar has decided, and I'm not worthy. So we have moved it to a smaller venue.
Gothilo. I was singing Gadhedo for some reason. Sorry. But it's a good song though. Until it happens on reels, and then everything is playing the same thing. Like even right now, it's that fucking Animal song, right?
That's in Animal?
Yeah, it's Bobby Deol's entry song apparently.
Ah.
I just want to watch the movie now. I just want to know what the hype is. But nobody should talk about the movie. That's a pact I have made with everybody.
I would like to watch it for free.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I would not like to pay for it.
Yeah. I was still looking up like Barbie is still rented, and I'm like, I'm not renting this shit.
Yeah, Barbie देखा नहीं तूने?
देखा है मैंने.
अच्छा, now rewatch के
अपने घर पे like I like my favorite in the entire movie was Michael Cera for some reason. So I want to watch the movie only for Michael Cera again.
Michael Cera था Barbie में?
Bro, he was that other character. Not Ken.
The bad Ken.
Yeah, Derek.
The Derek or something he had.
Something like that, yeah.
I still felt like Barbie was so great because of just the punchline integrations.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, oh, ये तो बस वो toy के लिए है, but like नहीं है. It's like a take on a movie about toys. That's what I also think about Thunder, Love and Thunder, Thor, Love and Thunder, third Vaika Taititi one.
Yeah.
It's like it's
हाँ
वही. And
Taititi.
Vaika Taititi.
Titi can be tied together. You know when
the nipples are too long, so like you just like make a little
apus mangoes of titties and then turn it into.
I think it's more fiery.
Yeah.
For you to be able to try. So वो movie अच्छा लगा मेरे को क्योंकि उसमें पूरा Asgard has become a theme park and all.
Yeah.
So it was fucking great. It was like, yeah, I get it. Taika is making a commentary on what he's doing himself only.
Yeah, people can get the subtle commentary because like in the theme park also there's a Thanos ice cream shop, right?
Yeah.
So like they were like, yo, they're making fun of the fact that half the population was, but they came back, bro. Like you did not see the irony of that. Like Thanos became nothing but a cultural icon.
And like
that moment.
What's more fucked up is that Captain America is trying to beat up kids who have turned to terror to get back to their post blip status. Like
that was a whole fucking because they were trying to shoot it and there was a COVID type scenario that they already shot. Okay, there are like other actors. There's an old person who dies, and they were like, "Oh, she's died," but she had an entire arc which they just cut from the entire show because COVID actually happened. So post blip, when they come back, there was an entire health scenario which the world was not ready for. So they were really trying to do the whole KO SSS.
Yeah,
that's what.
Ramnath or Nathan, as we call him now.
I actually did not mind Love and Thunder. Like it was as great as it was. Because we got to see Jane really get Jane Foster get her due, and Natalie Portman when she recently did an interview, I think she does it with Empire magazine or like one of those where they talk about the entire career variety wala. She was very happy that a character like hers can bulk up and like get to dress in like Thor's costume, which is there in the comics already. And just to see like a female representation, a lot of girls who are into Marvel are able to see that and feel joy. For that one thing, and then they made marbles and shat all over it.
James Gunn ka third part that Nathan is talking about, wo nahi ho raha hai. But basically that third one.
Game of Guardians of the Galaxy.
वो तो कितना बढ़िया था. The whole thing is an analogy for his own creativity, dude. Like why is the raccoon special? Because he's different, because he can create his own shit, and that's literally what James Gunn was doing throughout this whole. The creator was like the
was Marvel essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Essentially.
I have to watch this. I was recently talking to some director friend of mine who told me that this Taika ka show is very good. Our flag means death.
Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
good show.
Wow.
क्या गिर गया?
Earphones.
Oh fuck.
It's always, you always drops the thing you didn't know you had.
This you did not even know you had or not until I gave it back to you.
Yeah. I tend to lose it
J
sometimes.
spot में ऐसा green room में पड़ा हुआ है.
नहीं, खो जाता है यार कभी कभी चीजें, क्या करेगा.
Yeah,
Okay,
so yeah, but like मेरा भी I don't know, I'm doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine का rerun again because I think
Nice.
that's going to be my comfort watch for the winters.
I wanted Scrubs back, but there is no Scrub. It's not available on any platform anymore.
Is it not?
No.
I
You
want to
can
talk.
rent a season on Amazon.
I want to talk about how you feel after the whole Danny Masterson, Ashton Kutcher thing. I think publicly we haven't ever spoken about it because I think that 70 show was a very formative
What
show.
did Ashton Kutcher say?
He defended him na, after he got convicted for 2 rape
Huh?
cases. You don't know about this?
I didn't know Ashton Kutcher defended him. That's
Oh,
fucked up.
fuck, dude. This is a whole situation. I don't know if people also know about this. So Danny Masterson ka case has been going on for 3 years, because of which like Netflix pulled out that 70 show already. And I've spoken about how that 70 show was a formative show for
Absolutely.
me.
Like,
Yeah. Made my trajectory into writing and comedy more profound for me when I was in
Yeah.
10th grade. So like, you know, I was like, this is what I want to do. So, but then like the cases happened and then they pulled the show. So Danny Masterson finally got convicted this year, like I think around 3 months ago, not 3-4 months ago. And while this was happening, there was a tweet that said that I just read the Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, both of them wrote 2 letters defending.
Oh, I remember. They wrote to the judge.
Yeah, they wrote to the judge
Yeah.
saying that, the Danny we know is not like that.
Yeah.
He's a father, he's a friend, he's a older brother, he's taking care of us all these years on the show and everything. But then like people will start making videos of like going back in time and checking him. Like Conan ka one video became very famous because Conan made fun, like he knew, and he because they would make bets on the show as well, who can fuck whom and all of that, because they were famous when they were young only, right? So Mila Kunis was 14 when she was on the show, and the first kiss was between them. Ashton Kutcher was 19, okay, and then Danny Masterson gave him $20 ka bet saying that go French on her beyond the scene ka requirement. Right. Then they went especially Jan Bujke. So like, you know, one of those things where they caught early on, but nobody thought about it because the show was such a cultural success. Yeah. Only smart one was Topher Grace, who quietly walked away from the show towards the second last season and only came back for one appearance. Donna? No, Topher Grace is the boy Eric. Eric? Yeah. His full name is Christopher. He chose only Topher. Oh. See, I'm obsessed with the entire lore of the show. Topher is disgusting. Yeah. So then when the letters came out, basically it was first leaked on Twitter, and then everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and then news publications all started doing this. Yeah. So Ashton Kutcher actually runs an organization called Thorn that has saved millions of girls from child trafficking. Like that, they have developed software that has helped identify, like facial identifying software in case girls are missing, to help identify where they're missing from and put the thing together. The algorithm does everything. So they have saved thousands, if not millions, of girls over the last few years. So it became a full like 360, 180, sorry. But that's the thing, right? It's like you can't see it because you're too close to it. Yeah. And if a third person I'm listening to this audiobook of that Malcolm Gladwell did this audiobook called How to Talk to Strangers. Yeah. And it's like similar to that, only he's talking about that. He's like, we have a truth bias. So we just assume the other person is saying the truth unless we have 100 reasons to believe that they are not saying the truth. Yeah. And the closer they are, it's here, the bias, you know. So it has this great experiment. In that, they give you like half-finished letters. You know, so like some letters are missing in the word. So it's like, GR-S. So it can be grass also, it can be gross also. Yeah. So like that. So you have to fill it. And then you have to read the words that you get. And then you have to say, do you think these words apply to you? Do they think they reveal something about you? And everyone is like, fuck no, it's just whatever, dude. I just filled it up. Koi farak nahi padta. Then they got shown the things that other people had finished in the same this thing. And they were like, what do you think this says about the person? And they had just done the test and they still went, dekh, isse to lagta hai, ye aisa hai, waisa hai. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Very strong, so just because it's not on, like, it's too close to home, you can't, you think of it differently. Yeah, because speaking of Conan, the offshoot of Conan was Triumph, the insult comic dog, right? Yeah. Which was basically Bob Spiegel with his fucking puppy hand. If you have not watched those videos, please, I beg you, it's one of those like off the cuff hilarious roasts that he just goes around insulting people with a dog's mouth. Okay,
Yeah.
the one with that Philadelphia diner is the funniest thing ever because they take Jack Bear and that place is known no Chicago mein, where it's a diner and they're known for insulting people while who are buying. You know, they call them names and like all these insults and they call them F words and everything. And then Triumph goes and basically talks to him. So Hulu gave Triumph like a show during the 2019 election coverage. I don't know if it was 2019 or before that, but when the Trump thing was happening. No, Hillary versus Trump that year, not the Biden year.
Okay.
Before that.
Okay.
So Hillary versus Trump ke time pe, they were basically creating campaigns, which was a false campaign. So they've got like supporters from both that says blue states. So there's Hillary supporters in one room, and then they did a similar experiment with the Trump supporters in the other room. Okay, and now they have hired voiceover artists to do the campaign as Trump and Hillary's voice, but they're saying all the wrong things.
Okay.
You know, like, so what, I grab the vagina. So, like, I'm not this much, I have a better trumpet. So what if I grab the vagina sometimes, you know, vaginas need to be grabbed. So I'm saying all of this, and then the guy who comes to the room and is like, so what do you think about this ad? Can we push it to people? And now these people are like, yeah, you know, who has not thought about vagina once in a while? You know, like he says what is on his mind. So they're defending him on that level.
Yeah.
Even Hillary is like, so what some of my emails got leaked. What's a Benghazi? You know, so one of those things. So like, oh, there's a terror attack, don't wake me up at 1 a.m. Fuck you and all that. So they're like, yeah, if I got a call at 1 a.m., even I would be fucking pissed. You know? So I understand Hillary's point. So you see on both sides, they're so washed up with their fucking ideologies that they'll say yes to anything. Gu kha lenge log, you know? So that's what.
So pointless.
Speaking of that, we should take a quick break.
But how will we take though?
You just suggested a fucking machine.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, let's do this. If we can figure this out, then we will, next week, we can even do songs and all in the break because we can get whitelisted from other channels.
Yeah.
The good thing is we all have collar mics, so like you can hear us throughout, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can go to the bathroom right now and then you can ASMR by P.
Yo, I don't, you know me, I usually just stick my ear to the door when you're inside.
It went off what?
Yeah, you gotta. Let's look for Varta Lab. Varta Lab. Hey, remember that reel with that kid?
Yeah,
Junaid or something. Billy.
Cat को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं? Cat को इंग्लिश में कहते हैं Billy.
नहीं, spelling. आप कब सीखेंगे आप? Is the crux of it. Okay, we're gonna find ourselves a nice little clip video instead of the main video, and in the hopes, and that reminds me, there are no fucking clip videos. So instead, we're gonna show a video of a guest that we had on the show who is now what's the word for it? A comedian on the Netflix Comedians of the World. You know, have you heard of that?
I've never heard of this.
Laughing Dead Festival करके एक है एक फेस्टिवल, तो उसमें आ रहा है ये नेक्स्ट इंसान.
Daniel's lost.
I'm gonna share
Daniel's lost.
and I'm gonna do screen and I'm gonna do
Ramanathan knows us so well.
Podcast.
5 minutes smoke break is correct.
And okay.
Who played Venom in Spider-Man 2? What are you talking about? When I missed the entire conversation.
The guy who played Eric, na? Eric from Eric Foreman played.
That was Spider-Man 3, Saurav. You can't get your basics wrong. There was no Venom in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Okay. Is that
collaborative space where people used to put up shows, and we just after work went there, and I barged to the crowd after Alok's performance, and I'm like, I'm doing a queer podcast. Will you be?
Shit.
Oh yeah.
It did, right?
It's doing something.
A guest on it, and they had no idea who am I or my podcast or whatever, but they still were kind enough to say yes. And I remember Shakti was with you back then, and they came, and I was so chuffed to have you on the podcast, and it was such a great learning experience. Everybody who heard it afterwards was like, it was such a nice connect to know that there's a Indian queer voice in the Western front taking the charge. You know,
I don't know if you can hear
so I'm really grateful that we can have you today on the podcast, Alok.
I'm excited to be
so badly.
Yeah, and also mainly because
introduce Alok. No,
I'm doing it. I'm getting to it. I'm just like, so many emotions are happening right now. It's such a it's a full circle because tomorrow I'm opening for them at
Yeah.
their show in Bombay, and when we were first talking to the producers of the show to do this also as a collaboration, we were like, oh, we'll promote the show, but the show sold out in 2 hours, so we don't even have to do that. There's no need for us to do anything because Alok is so famous. They are a spoken word artist, an author, a comedian now, and they've appeared on all the famous shows. But as we go through the show, you'll know from their stories that how the journey has been so pivotal to a lot of queer brown people, people of color essentially, who are so attacked in the American areas and in India, especially now that the global movement is catching up, and people say that this is a very Western concept and everything, but as we dig deeper we understand that this is a very Indian concept to begin with. Like, the gender is such a constricted concept nowadays because it was so like male and female, but then over time we learned through our own history that it's so queer on its own, right? So we'll learn through all about that, and officially welcoming Alok on this podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And so to begin with,
I want to begin.
You begin.
I was reading the Vogue interview, and it was such a great interview. It's so rare to find somebody who's actually eloquent, like when it boils down to it. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see, like, especially because I started, with your Instagram feed, and I was like, this is so much love, like in one feed, and it's so like in my brain is a cynic that's immediately going, man, I hope this translates into like a real person. You know what I mean? And then I read the Vogue interview and I'm like, oh my god, yes, this is a real person. I'm so glad. And especially
I hate to disappoint you, I'm actually an algorithm.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm sponsored by Meta to come here and make you feel love as a simulation, but I'm not actually real.
The things they're achieving with the tangible reality of it all, I love it.
I didn't know these were Oculus glasses.
If you knew, you would have looked better at least without the set. I'm sorry. I just came back from vacation and Akash looks like this now. I don't know.
I had a death in the family. What do you do? You have to cut the hair when parental
all of
figures.
it you have to cut. Like,
So
the hair
if
would have
it's-
been fine here.
It's a form versus spirit thing, right? Like in the form is that when your parents die, you cut your hair. But in spirit, it's when a parental figure passes away is when you're supposed to. So I lost a parental figure, so I figured it would make sense. The beard was like an add-on. I felt like she would have liked it if the beard was also gone. Which was not necessarily a good idea in retrospect, because I just realized I have really dry skin on my face.
Well, I think body hair for us Indians is the renewable resource, so I have no doubts that it will be back with a vengeance.
Yeah, this is 5 days in, so I'm pretty confident of
We're
that.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
We're many things, but we're not that often bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're balding.
Balding.
Yeah.
As like a perennial process.
Yeah.
Without destination.
Yeah.
But I was observing a lot of like men across the wedding season in December and Jan, and I've become an expert at spotting toupees now. It's just like it's my thing where I'm like, oh, this person, and it's so. At one point I'm like, this sport your bald hair. I love men who have like the audacity to just have the side thing, right? My dad has that.
My dad has it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's so cute. Like, it's like accepting that this is what happened naturally.
I mean, we should just call it a fade.
Yeah.
They're hipsters.
Yeah,
actually.
just like give that like natural crop and just like have a mullet. If it's going backwards, just grow the mullet down. Grow ponytail.
Okay,
like,
but I
with
just
it,
feel like you're being a little hypocritical right now because you with a full head of hair. Like, if you really want to join the movement, join the movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I should join Akash.
But it's interesting to me because we grow up with balding around us, right? Like throughout your entire, like in my family, there is not like everybody's balding except for my mom. My mom is the only head of hair, whether male or female, everybody's balding, and somehow I'm supposed to like pretend and hold on to my hair like, oh, this is a commodity. You know what I mean? It's going to go. I have made peace with it going. I do this so that my wife also knows once in a while this is going to happen.
Yeah,
just reminding.
You might say we're born naked and the rest is balding.
Yeah,
pretty
much.
As RuPaul famously did not say. But my dad is like, when I used to first spend money on hair care products, like he would see like, okay, here's like a pomade or here's like a conditioner and all. And it's like, why? And my dad has the audacity to ask me while he's like got nothing on his head. I'm like, this is what, like by 30 you were already balding and I'm holding on to whatever little dignity I have with everything I can hold on to, right? So I'm like, I'm going to take care of this and everything. And like, speaking about like this whole toupee situation. I hooked up with her daddy recently, and like we were basically just like making out in his living room and everything. And so I think like right after COVID, so we were like, no, still like a 2-year gap between anybody having sex essentially, right? So we were hooking up and everything, and then we moved to the bedroom, and everything was like, ooh, you can see the ceiling from his house, and all it was nice and cute. And then he turned all the lights off. Okay, he was just like, we should turn all the lights off. I'm like, but why? He's like, it's beautiful. I'm like, but I can't see what I'm putting my stuff into, right? So then that was like so weird, because like I'm trying very hard to make out in absolute darkness and everything, and then at some point while you're like,
and we're back. Just mute that and we'll be completely back. Okay. Yo, back after the break.
We have to have a little smoke break, Shash.
Yeah, I mean, something we need to do in the middle to just like break the monotony of our lives, you know. And then here we are, and you can hear us all right. And if you want to listen to the rest of the story of how Naveen banged someone,
Daddy.
yeah, banged a daddy, you should check out the Alok Menon episode. It's a great
Some
episode.
daddy or someone's daddy.
Yeah, either way,
Yeah.
daddy is a daddy. Akash ka do faces, ha ha ha. We can hear the recorded episode and you both live. Yeah, but not now, right? Like after that, it stopped.
That was before, yeah.
Yeah. You're both current and past, Naveen and Akash, don't worry. Anyway, so yeah, we're not going to do too much more time on this second half, because it's also like have to make dinner after this. But the idea is going to be this: we're going to be coming back every week in the hopes that we make some revenue off of these live streams, so that we can afford a mixer. Then we start getting guests. That's all what it is. And yeah, back to stories. Arey, so my brother and bhabhi are leaving. My brother is leaving tonight for Canada. Sorry, for Seattle. And at one point tonight, my nephew realized that that his dad is leaving and that he's also leaving. And you know how kids do the fake cry, right? But yeah, but this was like, it was a sight we'll never forget, I think, because it was just like the saddest thing, dude. Because you could see, because with the toddler, you can see exactly what's going on in their head, on their face.
Yes.
And we could tell by his face that he was going through the realization, and then his little lips started quivering, dude. Yeah. And then it just all came out together. Hey, wow, hey, thank you, Rasimrat and these guests, though. It's like, wow. और क्या चाहिए लाइफ में? ऐसा ही fan base में.
आपका प्यार.
Yeah. If we can do, so basically this is like we said earlier in the stream also, it's 2,400 a month for the Zoom, and we need, I think, around 10 grand to get the mixer, and then once that is in, then we have everything we need.
Yeah, we try and do it. Oil machine.
Yeah, we try and do it without the mixer also, because honestly, at some point we need to make money from Varta Lab. It's been fucking 7 years or some shit.
It's a real meltdown you're having right now. I can see.
No.
I can also melt down at the same time. I have to keep my composure. I feel it'll just fall apart.
Yeah.
No, but like I met Amit after a very long time. Amit Doshi, one of the 5am founders of 5am, and he had a few teeth missing. I realized that I have not seen Amit for a very long time, and his teeth are falling out, which was very worrisome.
What?
Yeah. If any of you know what the story is, because Cyrus mentioned it in the meet and greet, that why it doesn't come too much on the podcast, Cyrus, as much as he used to, because his health is quite deteriorating also.
Man.
Because we had to go up one floor, the social car first floor, to climb up as well. So Cyrus and I both were like behind him, like, we are here to, I won't fall, guys. And I'm like, yeah, but like in case you do,
in case you feel like taking a break.
Yeah,
that's very important. But yeah, this is where I live now. So one good thing is that we're not worried about having a studio now.
Yeah,
it's just the third mic that is the big concern in our lives right now, which we'll find a way to do. It's a nice house. What do you think we should make for dinner? Frittata is good, right? What frittata, right?
Of what kind of frittata are you talking?
Egg frittata.
Okay, cool. Anything you fry becomes a fritter of sorts, right? So it can be like
So just like it in the English sense of the word. I mean it in the Spanish sense of the word. But rather a vegetable-less frittata, because I don't think we have any veggies in the fridge.
Soumya Jadhav says, don't worry, we are with you. I'm a student, so can't help you with money, but all the love and support to you too. Thank you so much. So
yeah, man, like it's cool as long as
you're watching, you're consuming, you're enjoying it. That's what matters.
That's what matters.
अभी पढ़ाई करोगे, आगे काम करोगे, बाद में वापस हमारे पास
टिकट लेके शो पे आना. Yeah, I was doing this medical college mein show abhi in I want to say Nagpur, but I think Bhubaneswar, and medical college, and I did not do it. Like I had done it the same college 5 years ago, and it was so amazing because the kids who saw me in the first year saw the other comics in second year, third year, fourth year, and never had as much fun, and so they called me back.
Oh, when
When they were the decision makers in the fifth year.
Nice.
So it was like fucking A. Like it was like karmatic retribution, or I don't know what to call it, but like things came full circle in a sense.
Yeah, so I'm also a med student. So future mein paisa hai. For
Future,
sure.
one hopes.
As long as you're in India, there are people following it.
You know, there's a good chance that the new criminal law completely protects you from any kind of malpractice claims. So yeah, it's true.
I don't malpractice, not even claims.
Yeah,
But you can do whatever you want now.
I mean, yeah, but you can't be accused of murder and all if you fail trying to save a patient. So maybe it'll be a nice thing. Good luck with that. Sumit, the 3 p.m. show got merged with the next show. It did not get cancelled. It just got merged mainly because I had to. It was a logistical travel time issue. A lot of the time, it's about getting to a place. Like on Friday, I'm in Jamnagar, Saturday, Baroda, Sunday, Ahmedabad. And the idea is to reach the city with enough energy to actually do the show.
Yeah.
So if I end up reaching the city and I'm too exhausted to perform, it fucking makes no sense. And that 3 p.m. show would have been half-assed. So we figured, let's just like give me an extra hour or two to sleep, and you know that way the day starts later and so on and so forth.
Yeah. But Sumit wanted to probably like be the only person who comes to a show at 3 p.m. and then baaki ka din free ho jata hai.
Yeah.
I love making plans around 4 or 5 for some reason. Now I'm that person. कि हम लोग podcast, I understand it's late and all of you are like post dinner or whatever chilling and watching us.
Yeah.
But I usually I wind down much faster nowadays. You know, like it's just easier.
Yeah.
I do want to mention the Pune social gig. I do want to talk about it for a second because I've not vented about it. I realize.
Yeah.
Since I've come back.
That was not good.
It was not good. The venue was very shitty.
You did it with social? Yeah.
Viman Social. So last time when we done Pune in October, they had given us anti-social, which is a much better space. And all anti-socials are designed for performance. So like there's at least the bare bones of like a light and a mic.
Yeah.
Which like even last time when anti-social happened, they had a band set up. And I had to be like, हम कहाँ खड़े रहेंगे perform करेंगे. So they're like, हमको हिलाना पड़ेगा. We have to take the instrument. I'm like, then take the carpet and pull, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. But like when I reach the venue, I don't want to be that person. I just want to have a good show, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you start fighting कि पानी चाहिए आपको कि 15 मिनट बाद पानी मिलेगा.
What?
Yeah,
really?
It's like one of those fucking times. Like social as sometimes they've spent so much energy expanding and becoming so many socialized.
Yeah.
Like socialize.
Socials.
Socialies. There become so many of them now that they've forgotten that like the care and wellness of the customer also somehow has gone for a toss. I think.
Yeah.
So यहाँ पर मतलब एक disco ball है and there's like a little Audi seatings. Okay, they just sent me the photo of the Audi seating. So I trusted them कि like we've done enough shows by the fucking last year.
Yeah.
उनको इतना तो idea रहेगा, right? But उनको इतना नहीं बोला कि मेरे को यहाँ पर Audi seating है, पीछे is the bar and the TV screen where they play cricket and everything. Okay, shows at 6 p.m. My audience is already there by 6:15. They won't tell me what's happening with the mic.
Right.
And they're like, mic aa raha hai. And I then called the girl and was not answering my calls at the same time. And I finally feel like, yeah, the mic is on its way from another social, from FC Road Social, where we performed the last time. So
तब से mic उधर ही था.
हाँ, so they were like, हमने vendors को बोला था, लेकिन कुछ बात नहीं हुआ. So between them, they have not communicated or whatever. So now for my 6 p.m. show, there's no mic till 7 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
So and one of my comics also from Pune came late.
Yeah.
Okay? There were 5 acts. 4 of us have reached Pune on time from Bombay, and he's from Pune late.
Yeah.
So I literally lose my shit at him. It was also a little bit of like everything is kind of culminating. I start the show yelling at a bar. Okay, just like fucking randomly without a mic, I'm screaming into the people. And then there are people walking into the bar also constantly and everything.
So there's walk-ins and they've not ticketed it?
No, the walk-ins are just going to drink. They're not coming for the show. But it's happening because right when you enter. Okay.
But it's you know what, dude? It's good. Because the queer comic lineup gets such great rooms and great audiences.
Listen. I'm building up to that.
Oh, fact. Fucking
wait. So that's what happened. Like now, because they saw me starting without a mic, the mic came and everything. So then they did not even have a white light to spotlight. Okay, so they're basically what they're doing is a blue light has gone to a disco ball, और उसके what do you say, उसके रिफ्रैक्शन में हम लोग परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, you know what I'm saying? Like disco ball से कैसे ऐसा एक boom करके and it's so blue washed, and like Mahima was also comic, she's taking photos and telling me on WhatsApp कि ये आ रहा है नवीन. I'm like मैं इसके आगे मैं चिल्ला दूंगा, मर जाऊंगा. I can't. So I was having a full meltdown. So they all saw that like this is happening, and they all bucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone that night fucking slayed. Like literally, like till the point Ritushri closed. Ritushri closed with like an applause break, like so hard.
Yeah.
By the way, Ritushri's new video is out on YouTube. Please watch it. I can't share.
Just send me a reel.
Yeah, I can't share because my phone is not there. But like it's on YouTube. Ritushri, Queer Nari is her Instagram account.
Boom.
But she killed so hard, and I'm like, bro, this is what we need sometimes.
Yeah.
For them to also know that we can have shitty gigs for every night, because most of the nights we curate are pretty much like कि मस्त ऐसा room set कर दिया.
हाँ, और ये इसमें वो भी है ना, थोड़ा back against the wall के अंदर एकदम ऐसा वो आग लगता है एकदम गांड के नीचे.
Exactly.
Naveen is getting some water for himself. I had what?
Hey, but hey, I have one more story, Pune story, because
what did you do?
Wait. So Pune, you know Momo, right? Momo is Manisha. Manisha is a good friend. Momo said you haven't seen her new apartment.
I haven't seen her new apartment.
A beautiful fucking apartment. I take all my Bombay friends over there to show them what we pay in Bombay and what they pay in Pune.
Yeah.
And how much they get for that much. Anyways, so I had to like, I got in like something from Momo from Delhi. I was giving it to her, and then Momo's upper roommate, like so their balconies are, Pune houses are like sometimes like designed in a way where everybody gets the balcony a little bit.
Yeah,
there's no like space wasted. Like no, like Delhi balconies are one top of each other, but here they're cascaded. So यहाँ पर एक balcony है, यहाँ पर एक balcony, तो बीच में जो space है, वहाँ पर तीसरे बंदे का balcony है, on the upper side, right? So this lady leans in, and then she like, hi Manisha and everything, and she like, my few friends are here. And then this lady had read Manisha's tarot and said that this year, 2023, you'll have a lot of queer energy in your house, which inadvertently has happened because we've done queer energy, showed up so many times. I've taken a B also, and you know, so like a lot of queer space energy has been like, you know, even last time, remember I told you a story about two random lesbians from the show came to our house, and Momo was very welcoming in general, right? So it was like this been like, so her room, like her neighbor's roommate is also queer.
Yeah.
So he also popped in saying, hi, and we were like, we're doing a queer show if you want to come or whatever. And so like last time when I was here and Momo was not there, there was a guy smoking hydro. I smelled it. Who was it? And I'm like, that would be me. So all of that happened, and then we were like, after the show we'll come back and do a tarot card or whatever. That did not happen, but Momo told me who she is.
Who is she?
She's Ram Kapoor's sister.
Wow.
Yeah, from बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, and I had such a crush on him because he's such a daddy. And I'm like, should I tell her? Anyways, it was nice. Like, it was such a small world.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a small world. I don't know Ram Kapoor. So I don't know. It's a big world for him, but small for me.
Yesterday, somebody told me that a friend of theirs got a house in Goa near Margao, half an acre, little bungalow, old Portuguese style bungalow, with a lot of land around it, like and all. And they're paying 60K rent.
For a bungalow.
For a bung, 4K, four bedroom hall kitchen situation.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like,
bought it.
No. He just, she's paying 60K rent. And I was very upset at this statement. I should have been happy for the guy. But I pay some more than that for this.
That's what I said. Like, I tweeted about this also, that being broke is not being upset that you don't have money.
Yeah.
Being upset at people who actually do. Because when they have it and they can spend it in a way that works out for them.
It's more about the opportunity to spend your money on something you would rather do.
Yeah.
That's what I feel jealous of my brother also. Like in Seattle, he can rent a boat and go kayaking and all with his money.
Yeah.
Here, even if I have a lot of money, what do I really do with it? It's the same 5 things I can do.
That's
I can go and get drunk.
मैं इस साल वही सोच रहा था now because Europe is coming up and I'm like saving up like a crazy person. I'm not even having a Christmas blowout as I usually would. Just like, okay, save karna hai. And I'm like, but wait a second, I made money this year.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did it go? Every year I ask myself the same question, dude.
It's on shit things, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
when I did not have it, it was okay because I'm like, कि था ही नहीं तो मतलब कर्ची कहाँ पे किया? So अभी है तो कहाँ पे क्या मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. And then my accountant reminds me every year कि oh ये तुमने हक दिया यहाँ पे. Ram Kapoor, the
Zaddy from Student of the Year. I haven't seen Student
of the Year. That was not Ram Kapoor. That was Ronit Roy.
I auditioned for Student of the Year 3
to be the
Muslim best friend.
Okay.
And they asked me if I would shave my beard, and I was like, no.
Oh, the mustache they mean.
No, the whole beard they wanted to shave. And I was like, no, what's wrong with the beard? And they're like, no, it's like all they're students, right? So they can't have beards.
Yeah.
So I said, then don't cast me. Like, I didn't know what to say. And it was so awkward because I was in the studio in Aram Nagar for the casting or whatever. And I'm just standing and the camera's rolling. I bet the footage exists somewhere.
There are three.
I think whatever was
there's two. Like one came, then second came.
So second, then two.
I was like, fuck, you're giving me even worse news than
two. So like, so then I'm there, and there is footage somewhere, hopefully, of me going, to nahi karna hai, like, and just like immediately taking off the thing they gave, and they're like, arey, ek to take de do, and I'm like, nahi, it's okay. The beard is non-negotiable, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's the same for me. So fuck it, it's okay. Like,
yeah, there's Sohag Ali Khan. No, not Sohag Ali Khan. Sorry, who's Shaif Ali Khan's daughter?
Suhana Khan.
No, that is Shah Rukh Khan's daughter.
Sakina Khan.
That's me. When I don't want
Sara Ali Khan.
Sara Ali Khan.
Sara Ali Khan is cute.
Sakina Khan.
What happened to her? She was in student there?
No, she was not. She has this show about this one lady who built a radio during the independence era.
Wow.
Which nobody watched essentially.
What is it on?
Fucking
Z5?
so I had auditioned for that movie. There's a guy who's Parsi in the film, and it's a Rohit Shah, and I auditioned. Utkarsh gave us like contact for that. So Utkarsh came with both of us.
Yeah.
Again, Aram Nagar, one of the studios where मैं अच्छा shoes पहन के गया और कीचड़ के अंदर चल के जाना पड़ रहा है studio में. And there they look at me and they're like, oh, you didn't come dressed Parsi.
What is?
I'm like, but the role does not scream like he's a fucking, like that Hitain guy playing Hiren. What is that guy? Dinesh Hingu kind of like Parsi, right?
But so then what did they mean? Did they want you to wear the ganji and all?
Yeah, full. Like, I'm like, but why would you think I would invest money in auditioning for a role in Parsi? And what I wore was like very pre-dated accurate, by the way. If I was a Parsi guy living in 1930s India, that's what I would wear. Like a checkered pant, a nice shirt, maybe a fucking one of those hats, but I do not have that.
Yeah.
So if you give me a job, I'll have the fucking hat also. So how about that, cunts? Sorry. I knew that I promised not to abuse, but I can't help myself. This is who I am.
Did you watched Archies?
I did.
Shubha also watched Archies.
I sat full. Shubha, do you want to come and give your 2 cents, please, on the film?
You're going to have to come on camera.
You can just take the mic from me as a guest. You
Yeah,
haven't watched.
please.
Go fucking.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's on the sidelines. So you come here.
What?
On
Come,
this
let us
episode,
hug so that you can speak into the microphone.
Come,
All
come,
NSFW things are happening, guys, behind the camera.
Stop rubbing your cocks together.
ये ले mic भी ले ले.
But like,
Come.
oh no,
Please. Today on Varta Lab, we have a special guest with our live review section.
we'll do one minute at least also there.
Yeah, he has not seen the film and he will never see it. But what did you think?
So it was such a poor attempt because all through the film, they're like, any which ways, the entire distraction is, oh, now a dialogue delivery is going to happen.
No, baat karne wali. Oh shit.
Have you seen the cake meme where Suhana and Khushi, they are confronting each other because Betty का birthday था और Veronica का भूल गई.
Correct.
It was like, तो मैं क्या करूँ? Please मुझे माफ कर दो. And she, oh man, it's such a bad face.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
basically just like I was watching Archies the entire time. I'm like, this is deep fake Shah Rukh Khan. Somehow it's just him acting and
and it's actually a deep fake because there's no expressions.
Exactly, yeah.
So
yeah, fully. It's like Kushi Kapoor is still trying, okay? She's still trying to do her best.
No, I
But-
thought otherwise.
No? All the gays are thirsting over the Reggie character because they're like, yeah, he was hot. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's all it takes for these fucking old daddies to be like,
It's like कि हाँ जोया ने काम किया तो 2 बार उन लोग ने politics बोल दिया और एक गाना politics
oh
पे दे
fuck
दिया.
yeah, there's a song about politics which is like what politics was involved. I want to know because even if you watch it, like the entire arc of the film is like Hiram Lodge is trying to ruin the park and make like his own little hotel or whatever over there, right? But in the end, when they get enough signatures, this is like a Tinkle comic fucking plot point, by the way. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what will happen in a fucking first story of a Tinkle comic. Akash, you're basically blinding the people.
Yeah.
They can't see shit.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it better.
But you're just like, from what we can see, we look like this is a honeybee's eyesight.
We are doing the wasp.
Yeah. Call back to last episodes.
I got
Yeah.
this as a birthday gift for my 30th birthday.
Meghna is thirsting over Kuchbhimehta, rightfully so. Yes.
Oy.
Yeah.
अभी आएंगे ना घर जाएंगे.
So and then when they eventually they get the enough signatures and everything, and they're like, oh kids, you all have won me over with your sincerity.
Oh, like that is
Yeah. What is the plot point anyways?
it's like the dumbest shit.
Yeah,
If you
and
have
they're writers, so we see through this fucking shit even more so, like so fucking unabashedly, like Dima Kakti, what happened?
It's like if you really want to win whatever cause you're fighting for, you just need to call Akash Ambani. We're just doing it wrong.
Yeah. Dude, even the gay thing, they don't mention they don't mention the word by its way.
Yeah,
Secret क्या है, तेरा secret क्या है?
मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि तू मेरे लिए क्या feel करता है.
Just like don't say it. If you say it, then it becomes PG-18.
इससे gay नहीं बनना है.
नहीं उसको. Fuck. But the only wholesome moment was when they say thank you to each other in that fucking weird way. Thank you.
Oh.
That's adorable. But then they knew that was genuinely cute because that's something I think the cast must have discovered on their break. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna milk this shit. So then they do it 20 more times to the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm done. Now I don't want to watch y'all at all. Fuck off and die.
When I was in Hyderabad for shows this weekend,
Thanks to
can't help but leave quickly.
Yes,
But,
this is why we can't get guests.
Yeah.
We'll figure the mic situation out.
So when I was in
How the
Hyderabad,
turntables?
yeah. And we're discussing so the producer there, Sakshi, her sister's also down, and we're just having a conversation, generally chit chat, Lauda lesson, post gig, and they kept doing the thank you to each other, and I have no context of where it comes from.
Correct.
But when they said it came from Archies, I was like, oh, it's like a brain parasite, like it's gonna, like they have it now, you know what I mean? And thankfully, I was so sleepy because I hadn't slept the night before that I just fucking managed to forget that it existed, and now that you have reinforced it, it is going to be in my head.
You were not sleepy, Akash. You were EP. Still EP baby, and now we are also EP again. We are winding up today's podcast, I think, rightfully so.
Winding up.
Winding
Yeah.
up. How much more wide? We went from portrait to.
Yeah, I think that is true.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, friends. This was again like experiment in sorts to get this show back on track, and I think we're doing fairly well.
We're on our way.
Yeah.
And the fact that you all are watching either way is really just like it's the best shit, dude. Because it's like, hey, अपने लोग हैं और अपने vibe में कर रहे हैं अपन और अपन अपना time आएगा.
Yes. Again, a good director.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you for watching. See you next week. Tell your friends we are gonna leave these on so that you can watch them for free. If you feel like sending us money, it's Kuchbhimehta at UPI and Naveen Narona at UPI.
Naveen Narona 31 okicici or Naveen.Narona 31.
We'll add it to the description.
You know how to find it.
You know how to find it. Baki, just send it, and if you send it, just make sure you let us know it's.
Wait, Sonia Jadhav has a question.
What?
What happened to Shankar Ehsan? That's not that pressing a question.
Somebody else, I think it was her only who asked you, is it just me or has 2023 been a cold, bad year for Bollywood music? And I just want to let you know, it's been like 10 years of bad Bollywood music.
2013 was where it began.
Yeah, like it's just been going downhill only.
Go to any wedding and that's what they're still playing Badtameez Dil, and that tells you a lot.
That tells you a lot, you know. And it's the funniest thing is like they'll play the new shit and people will dance to the new shit.
Yeah.
But when they dance to the new shit, they all do the same step.
Correct.
It's dystopian. But when the old song comes on, it's suddenly like andar se kuch jagta hai and the originality also comes out and everything changes.
Yeah. Stop forcing us to get down on our knees for Chaya Chaya. I'm not dressed for the fucking Chaya Chaya dance. My friend had a wedding in a fucking garden, fucking रेती में शादी हो रहा है और मैं सूट पैंट में नीचे बैठ के सा No, stop it. No, fucking Sukhwinder. No. I'm done.
See you guys. Naveen is gonna go around and end the call. Until then, love you. Tata. Bye bye.